Welcome, everybody, to the Brandon and Ryan Hour. I'm Brandon,
And I'm Ryan.
and it's Monday, and we do movie reviews on Monday. So what movie are we reviewing today, Ryan?
Today we're reviewing the new movie called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Ah, oh, yes, that movie.
Oh yes, that movie.
The movie with a weird name.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, well, I don't know where to start because the movie was.
I feel like we should start at the very beginning, which is a very good place to start.
Okay, the very beginning. What, like 70 years ago, a man created a character named Ant-Man?
Okay.
Not that far back?
No, not that far back.
Okay.
I was actually making a joke.
No, so was I.
Okay. But let's start at the
Okay.
very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Is actually a song from The Sound of Music. But whatever.
Well, we ain't reviewing that movie now, are we?
I know we're not.
Put it in the list and maybe we'll get to it one day. It's an old
Anyway.
movie, so I don't know if anybody cares. Okay.
All right, so
Ant-Man
I think we start
and the
with
Wasp.
overall score and then move from there like we usually do.
Okay. Well, you go first.
Nope, you
I want to
first.
hear what you have to say.
No,
What's
I
your score?
I
One to
just asked you to go first, so it's all the ball is in
I
your
didn't
court.
hear you because I was talking, so
Great, ball's in your court.
2.5.
Okay. Why?
Well, what's your number?
I'd give it somewhere in the neighborhood of a 3.
Okay. Then why are you asking me why? You know why.
Because we do this thing called talk on here.
Yeah, I know, but this movie's gonna make me mad. I already did. I was so annoyed watching it. Oh, okay, so let's start at the beginning.
That's a very good place to start.
I guess the opening sequence, I didn't hate the opening sequence. It's like he's trying to.
Yeah, I mean, movie starts off with Paul Rudd's character walking and narrating. I like
Yeah,
Paul Rudd. He's a fun actor.
yeah,
He's got good comedic timing,
yeah. I
good
think so.
flow. So
I think he did. I mean, it was. There wasn't anything wrong with the opening sequence.
okay,
I mean, it was just okay.
yeah, it was just okay. I mean, Paul Rudd did a good job,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I'm getting tired of the throwbacks to where he got fired from Baskin-Robbins.
Yeah, who freaking cares?
Like that was a throwaway joke in the first movie. Let's move on now. It's over. It's done.
Yeah,
You done beat that joke to death.
the joke about him being Spider-Man was funny
Yeah,
though.
that was good.
That was funny. You don't have to pay. Bye, Spider-Man. Wrong bug, but
Yep, wrong
it
bug.
was still funny. The book was kind of funny, like that he wrote a book. Like,
Yeah, well, what else is he supposed to do? He's got to
right,
make money
exactly. Like,
somehow.
yeah, like what are you supposed to do? And I guess they also didn't really say how long it's been since the unsnap,
Yeah, that's true. They didn't.
but this leads into some of my irritations with the movie. So she was, it's the daughter. What is she like? 20?
Yeah, so what? In the first movie, she was like 5, 6 years old.
She was 6.
Um, then you had. How long was he in the quantum realm before?
Well, it was 5 years since the snap
Uh
because
huh.
he went in the day of the snap
Okay. All right.
because he's inside and then the
Yep.
snap happens. They can't pull him out.
Right.
So That's 11.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, yeah. So how long was it between the first Ant-Man and the second Ant-Man?
I have no idea.
Did they show the daughter in the second one? I feel like they did.
I don't remember. That is a great question.
You know what? Maybe not, because he went to jail, and then he got out of jail. So yeah, I'm not really sure how long between the first and second one, because he wasn't supposed to have any contact with the Pims.
With what? Will you stop tapping whatever you're tapping?
Sorry, he wasn't supposed to have any contact with Hank or what's her face. Hope.
Okay.
Anyway, she was like 20 in this movie, so
I don't know if she was quite 20. I think they
I
put her
mean,
somewhere around 18.
she's an adult,
Right, she is an adult in this movie, yes.
right? So she's 18 to 20
Okay.
ish. Regardless, I guess he was in jail for a while, but they never really said how long he was in jail, in prison.
Well, he was in jail in the first movie.
No, I
Second
meant
movie, he was under house arrest. He wasn't in jail.
yeah, but he went to prison for the whole Civil War thing. At the end of he was in prison,
No,
wasn't
he
he?
wasn't.
Pretty sure he went to jail.
He was in the raft for part of Civil War. And then he got out on house arrest in the second movie.
Right.
So that's not technically jail.
Right, not technically jail, but he was incarcerated. He was imprisoned.
Okay.
But however long that was, they didn't say.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're getting too off into the weeds. I don't know. They made it seem like he missed most of her life because of the snap, but he would have only missed 5 years. Not his
Right.
fault. I don't know. It was just annoying me.
Yeah, and they changed out the actress that played her between Endgame and this movie.
Did they?
They did.
Didn't notice.
Okay.
Didn't care.
Yeah, and they completely changed. It seems like they completely changed her character as well. Because at the end of Endgame, when he goes to see her, she's happy to see him, and
That's true.
and then they pick her up from jail where she got arrested for trying to help protesters who were the police
Getting tear
were
gas?
being mean to or something.
Yeah.
Because everybody or all movies now you have to have a police be the bad guys.
That was annoying. Like like why do you have to talk about protesting and all this other stuff? And then Hope has she's like doing all this stuff with the PEM particle
Mm-hmm.
and
To solve housing and climate change
revolution,
and food
just
distribution.
fixing the whole world.
Right.
What couldn't she just called up Hope and be like, "Hey, we need some houses for these homeless people. Can you grow some with your PEM particles?"
Yep.
Like, why do they need to live on the streets if y'all can build houses that are this big and then make them grow? The pizza thing was stupid.
So yeah, the pizza when they get back to the house.
Yeah.
And
It's like a tiny pizza.
And then Hank Pym makes it grow and he's like, "Hey, I saved $8."
Okay, first off, how much does it cost to manufacture PEM
particles? Yeah.
That's gotta be expensive.
You would think so.
That would have been tens of thousands of dollars in PEM particles to make that thing grow. Right?
I mean, one would imagine so, yes.
If it in manufacturing, however much it costs to make PEM particles.
But yeah, but like on the drive home before they get back for the pizza scene, like she's giving him a hard time, like basically saying I don't respect you because now that the world's not in danger, you're not doing anything useful. Like he helped save the world.
Yeah.
Like how much more useful does he need to be? He's a criminal to start with who got a suit and then did the
Yeah.
right thing to
Went
save the
from,
world. What is he supposed to do now?
exactly. He went from a thief to
I mean, true, he was an engineer to start with, but it's not like he was changing the world before he got arrested for being a thief.
right. So anyway, it gets started kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's fair.
The I don't know, all of the relationships were weird.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, like him and his daughter, right? Because like I said, at the end of that one, she was excited to see him, and then now she's indifferent towards him and annoyed that he's not doing anything with his life. First off, little girl, you ain't been alive long enough to screw your life up yet, so shut up, okay? You go to prison for a little while and then get out and like
Well,
your dad.
apparently it's the second time she's been arrested and nobody told Hank, or not Hank, what is his name? Scott,
Not?
about the first arrest.
Yeah. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
Like, been beyond pissed, first off. Um,
And they made a suit for her. Like she
didn't
mentions
tell
that she has
him.
a suit.
He's just doing all this stuff behind his back, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like their relationship, like, okay, he brings her stuff or like flowers or food or whatever, right? Food and wine to her office. She puts her suit on and then they go
Oh,
sit on top of the bridge and hang out.
okay.
I'm like, okay, cool. You know, their relationship is back because it was icy in the second movie because he was gone forever.
Yeah, you're talking about the relationship between Scott and Hope.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. We were talking about the child there for a few minutes, and then you kind
Oh,
of transitioned without properly transitioning.
yeah, whatever. Nobody properly transitions anymore. Oh, anyway. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah. So their relationship seems like they're back, back in full swing. Romance, love, whatever. I don't know if they were married or not.
They never said that they
They
were.
never really said, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But then her Hope and Hank and Janet and his daughter like keeping tons of secrets.
Yeah, from Scott and from what's her name? Janet,
Janet, yeah.
the grandmother.
Well,
Yep.
Janet knew about the suit, but she didn't know about the telescope into the
Quantum realm.
quantum
Yeah.
realm. So like it's just really weird. Like that they're keeping these innocuous secrets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Hank wouldn't or Scott wouldn't have cared. Like if they'd have been like, "Oh, hey, let's build her a suit so that she can be protected when you're not around," he would have been like, "I'm on board.
Yeah, makes sense.
This is a dangerous world. Let's do it." Right?
Yeah.
But so that was just strange. And then the more the movie went on, the relationship between Scott and Hope was kind of weird.
Okay.
And then it didn't dawn on me until like halfway through the movie. I was like, "Oh, that's why she looks so I don't want to say ugly, but unattractive."
Because she got her hair all chopped off.
She cut all her hair off. I was like,
Yeah.
"Why does I was confused. I was like, she looks weird." And I don't know why. And then it dawned on me that she had no hair. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
It took you half the movie to realize that.
I was annoyed at a bunch of other things. The
Okay.
plot, mostly. So it's all convoluted and.
Yeah, but to be a powerful woman now, you have to have short hair. So,
I guess.
didn't you get the memo?
The only thing I can think of that would have made it not acceptable, but like makes it less dumb to cut all your hair off like that is because of the suit and having to wear the helmet.
The
Like
freaking
putting
helmet thing pissed me off so much.
well,
But
like when
continue.
they just aside from that, but like putting the helmet on as a female would probably be really irritating because of all your they got to like put all their hair up and it's just a weird helmet thing, right?
Yeah.
And constantly taking it on and off and doing all that, it just makes it a lot easier if you have short hair. But anyway, let's get to the plot of the movie instead of the dumb peripheral things. So, what did you think about the plot and the storyline of?
The thing about current movies that really irritates me,
Hmm,
and is kind of exemplified in this,
hmm.
everything happens because people don't freaking talk to each other. Like, so the mom, Janet Van Dyne, has been back presumably for years,
Oh yeah.
and she can't tell them, or she chooses not to tell them,
Well, hold
hey,
on.
there's an evil dude in the quantum realm. Don't mess with it.
It's been 3 years since Endgame, right?
Sure.
I think it's been 3 years since Endgame. So let's just say it's been 3 years that they've been back, and she said nothing. Why?
Yeah, and another thing that doesn't make sense. So she's
Oh,
talking.
hold on. Let's explain to the audience what we're talking about because we're just we know exactly what we're talking about, but we're just ranting.
Well, we talk about these movies as if the people who are watching the review have actually seen them.
Yeah, but let's
So,
explain it a little bit.
fine, go ahead. You do the explaining.
Okay, so what's her name? Cassie,
Mm-hmm.
Hank, and Hope build a device that lets them
No, they
look.
did. It was just Cassie who built the device. It was
Well, they
just her by
help.
herself. They said that she built it off notes that Hank had written
Yeah,
beforehand.
but like the way they were talking, like they knew about it, so they were
Yeah,
like
they knew
somewhat
about it, but they said
involved.
that
They
she
weren't like
built the entire thing.
yeah, but they were involved because like she's like I built this, and I'm like, when did you get smart? Like you haven't. There's been no establishment of credentials, and now you're building devices that work in the quantum realm. So she builds this telescope thing that can map the quantum realm, so that they can um, study it without going there, right? Because it's dangerous to go there. And then, lo and behold, guess what? It all goes wrong.
But no, the whole thing, Janet Van Dyne is so scared of Kang, who's stuck in the quantum realm, that she refuses to talk about it. But in, I want to say, the end of the second one, she's helping them create the thing that sends Scott back into the quantum realm, so he can explore it before they all get snapped. So she was actively working to send
And
people there, and now she's saying it's too dangerous to even map using some fancy
not even that.
machine.
Too dangerous to even talk about it.
Right.
We don't even talk about Bruno.
Yeah, but she was helping like 3 years prior.
Yeah, yeah. She was straight up helping.
It doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense.
It's like the
No.
people who wrote this movie didn't go back and watch the previous movies that lead up to this.
Well, it's not like that hasn't happened before.
Yeah, that's bad management. That's bad story writing.
Yeah, I mean, oh, yes. So that's mistake number 5 at this point. I don't even know how many mistakes we've had. There's so many like little bitty flaws in their personal character
Mm-hmm.
that lead up to these monumental things happening.
Yeah, and then
They always bring it on themselves. Pretty much. I'd have to think about it a little bit, but most of the Marvel movies, all of the problems have been brought on because the main character, good guys, have dumb personal flaws.
and they don't know how to talk to each other.
That's what I'm talking about. It's not
Yeah.
like I don't know. I'm trying to think of. It's not like Batman, right? Where he like won't kill his enemies. So they keep coming back, right? That's not a personal flaw. He's not like, I don't know, forgetting, it's not like his personal relationships are usually pretty good.
Okay.
It's not, I mean, he communicates, like, I'm talking about Batman. He doesn't lie to Alfred, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Tells Alfred pretty much everything, unless he doesn't want Alfred to yell at him.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, so all of Iron Man's problems are Iron Man's fault.
Right.
And he caused all of the Avenger movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
All the Avenger movies are directly Iron Man's fault.
Yes.
Because he's stupid.
Okay.
Anyway, so
they go down to look at that device that she built, and you get a scene of the ants in the ant farm who have tech on them already. Oh, I made these super smart ants.
made robot ants.
Yeah.
Did he make robot ants? No, he said he made ants who were
he made
developing
smart
their own
ants
technology.
who could start developing their own technology. And like as soon as that happened, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna come in and save the day at the end of the movie." Got it.
Oh well, yeah, you know that because they just gloss over it. Like it, they were just like, "Oh yeah, here's," but he said it like Scott didn't know.
Yeah. Again, something that they didn't talk about beforehand. Hey, look at what I did.
But it's like, okay, they've been back for years and presumably having family dinners because Scott and Janet seem so
Close.
close.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't gone in the basement in years.
Yep. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense, doesn't it?
No. No, it doesn't. Okay. So they get sucked into the quantum realm because the device she built is sending a signal. And somebody inside was able to suck them into her device because of the signal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but
the
they
whole
sucked
point of
them
the
in.
device was to look at the quantum realm without going into the quantum realm.
Right.
So how the heck? Because before they had to build big machines to get into the quantum realm. Now you build a little bitty machine and get sucked into it.
Yeah, and somebody from the other side can suck you in, but then isn't there to greet you when you actually get sucked in.
Yeah. I get the quantum realm is chaotic and, whatever, but they get sucked in and then they go randomly wherever and barely survive because it's like they get thrown up, off of a high building. They're just falling into the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
And now there are people in the quantum realm, whole civilizations, and men that look like broccoli.
Yep. I mean, that line was pretty funny.
That was kind of funny.
Like there were a few really funny lines in the movie, like that.
Oh,
that one.
Yeah, there were a few funny things.
Or the when Scott's like, "Is that building alive?" And the little red squishy guy was like, "What, are your buildings dead?"
Your building's dead. I was like, okay. I was like, that's pretty funny. Did that little red squishy ooze guy remind you of anything?
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
No.
Nope.
What about Slurg?
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
From D&D?
Oh, okay. Guess now that you mention it, yeah, I can see that.
The holes thing was hilarious. How many holes do you have? So they get kidnapped. No, Scott and Cassie get not kidnapped, but captured.
Captured.
after they crash land. And then they have to drink some ooze so they can
Yep.
understand the natives in the quantum realm. But the ooze is secreted by a person or an entity that lives in the quantum realm. Okay. Whatever. It's kind of, I guess it's amusing for toddlers. But the thing when he asked, he's like, "How many holes do you have?" And then
Yeah.
Scott's sitting there thinking about it. And then the guy that can read minds comes up and says 7.
Yeah.
And then the ooze guy was like, "I don't have any holes." he was all excited about the 7 holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the mind reading scene was kind of funny. I don't remember details, but that was kind of funny.
Yeah, but getting into that scene immediately after they get attacked, and this brings me to one of the biggest gripes I have about Marvel movies. They're in the middle of a fight, and they take off their freaking helmets to talk, and then put their helmets back on to fight, and then take their helmets back off to talk. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense because they've talked forever with their masks on.
Right.
Even like someone like I can kind of get it when you can at thinking about it make your mask come on and off. But Spider-Man has a physical mask he's got to take off. He's always whipping that thing off.
But it seems like everybody now has Stark Tech where their helmet just comes on.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it comes on and goes off at will. Which makes no freaking sense.
And it goes away.
Yeah.
In the first movie, he had to take it off.
Right.
And what pisses me off is that Hank told him never to take the helmet off when you're small.
Yeah. Which conversely would make sense when you're big as well. Don't take the helmet off.
Yeah. And when he's in the quantum realm, they're really, really small.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And that was part of the problem with why why the bad guy from the first movie went crazy because he didn't have his helmet. He didn't protect his brain or something, and then that's why he kind of went a little more squirrely than he already was. That was part of the storyline.
I don't know
why
if that's
became,
true. Okay.
No, like he was already kind of like nuts, but the reason why he went like murderous was because he was experimenting with the particle and not in a proper way.
Okay.
That's what I remember.
That irritated me so much when they introduced MODOK. Because, like, at first, he seems really scary. Like, they have him show up, he starts murdering a bunch of fools.
Yeah, goes off, right? Like, you want MODOK to go off.
Right. And, like, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm invested in this character. And they make him a throwaway joke where he just takes off the helmet, and it's the first guy, Darren, from the first movie.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense, because in the comics, that's not who MODOK is. Like, at all. And then after that, they just played him taking off his mask all the time as a joke.
Yeah.
And it looked freaking stupid.
It looked dumb. MODOK is supposed to look cool. When he was MODOK, when he had the face mask,
yeah,
you're like, okay, like the first time you see it, you're like, okay, this is intimidating and scary. Scary.
Scary for a Marvel movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's intimidating. It's obviously dangerous. Everybody's freaking scared of it. And then it turns into a character that you're not really afraid of.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So like, oh, it's Darren. But now he's a little...
Well, they just kept playing him as a joke after that.
Yeah, and it was like he wasn't smart anymore.
Yeah.
It was like he was a dum-dum.
Which is the complete opposite of MODOK in the comics.
Right.
Because MODOK is supposed to be super, super intelligent and have psychic abilities.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I was thinking he was supposed to have psychic abilities and whatnot, but yeah, that was disappointing, and they didn't need to do it at all. There was no reason to bring back Darren. Nobody
Right.
was like, "Oh, we need Darren back because he was so
Yeah.
cool the first time."
So, like, at the end of the first movie, he dies, and you're like, okay, great conclusion to that character.
Yeah, like he gets like all like sucked in. That it didn't look like he got sucked into the quantum realm. It looked like he
Got
imploded.
destroyed. Right.
Yeah, but they don't know how to write characters anymore.
Yep.
Okay, so MODOK was dumb. This is what also pisses me off. This is what pissed me off about them getting that kidnap scene, or when they
Okay.
become friends with the people, the villagers or whatever that
Yeah.
they captured them. Um, Cassie immediately wants to offer their superhero services to defeat these people's enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Asks no questions about who they are, who the enemy is, why they're fighting, or anything. Offer, like, there's no questions. Oh, you need help? I can help. Let me help you.
Yeah, but she's helping the underdogs, so obviously they're instantly the good people.
I don't know. That's so dumb.
I agree with you.
So dumb. It was
And Scott's whole
really
point is this isn't our fight. We don't know what's going on. We
yeah.
don't need to get involved.
Yeah. Now, when MODOK shows up and
And
starts
starts murking a bunch of
murdering
people.
everybody,
Right.
then the story changes because he's obviously murdering women and children and non-combatants.
Right.
Right? So, okay, that's a bad guy. I will engage as
Yep.
a superhero. But she's all gung-ho to go fight some unknown bad guy because somebody said that
He's
they
mean.
got kicked out of their homes.
Right.
Well, it looks like you have homes now.
Right. Yep.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I need more information before I'm going to offer my services to go destroy a bad guy. But when MODOK shows up, changes the whole story.
Yeah. Because before MODOK shows up, you don't even know if he is a bad guy.
Yeah, and you don't know. They don't. Ant-Man and Cassie don't even know why they're in the quantum realm.
Right.
They just think maybe a malfunction, right?
Yeah. The only person who knows why they're in the quantum realm is Janet.
Janet.
Like, even Hank and Hope don't know.
No. And they don't
Because Janet
tell.
still doesn't tell them what's going on when they're there.
Yeah, she never tells them, like, almost more than halfway through the movie before she actually tells them what's going on.
Right.
And okay, so then they go to the city and to meet some guy that she knows to get information about where Hank or where Scott and Cassie might be.
Right.
Which makes total sense, right? She's got connections. She's been here. She's been down there for 30 years. She should know people. Why it was Bill Murray, I don't know.
Because why not? If you can get Bill Murray, why not get him?
Yeah, I guess, but like it didn't need to be Bill Murray.
Right. It could have been any.
Could have been anybody. Like it wasn't like oh, this is a Bill Murray scene. Because he didn't really do anything that was Bill Murray-ish.
Right.
That made me like laugh. Like What's the movie? The zombie movie?
Zombieland.
Zombieland. When he was in that, that was a great Bill Murray cameo. That was hilarious.
Right.
Knocked it out of the park. I'm not, that right. I don't hate cameos, but it's got to make sense. Like this didn't make sense because it literally could have been any person in the world to be that character.
And it turns out that Bill Murray's character is now working for the bad guy after being a freedom fighter for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And they don't give any reason as to why he switched other than
he pays well.
Well, they said he said that Kang was persuasive. That was it. Didn't even say it was money. He just said he's very persuasive.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's persuasive.
Which makes no sense. Like, okay, why? What did he do to persuade you? Did he kidnap your family and threaten to kill them? If he did this, was it a whole bunch of money? Was it? I mean, what happened? Why?
And when did you know he was a bad guy?
Who?
Bill Murray.
Fairly early on.
As soon as he said, "I'm a lord now," I was like, he's a bad guy. Because a freedom fighter who's actually in it for the cause probably isn't going to take on a title like Lord. Especially and say, I tried to get them not to, but they wouldn't take no for an answer.
Right.
All right, you're a bad guy. Like that's the writing is just not
great.
Not great. Like it didn't even like the whole oh, I'm a lord now. I tried to get them not to, but they wouldn't take no for an answer. Like that.
Like they didn't even need to bring that up.
Yeah, they didn't need to bring it up in the first place. And there's better ways to like word that to make it more ambiguous or more menacing. But it was just like blah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, what's next?
So you get the
scene
don't with
know
them.
Really that much about the bad guy at this point.
Do what?
We don't know that much about the bad guy at this point.
No, not really. I don't even know if they've said his name by that point in the movie. Because you see him after he crash lands in a flashback scene with Janet.
Yep.
But you don't get the name at that point in the movie yet.
Yeah, it wasn't until after the scene with Bill Murray that
when they steal the ship, they're flying, and then she actually decides, hey, now may be a good time to tell you what's going on or what has happened and not give you the whole truth yet. Just this is some of what happened.
Pieces of it. So, okay. So then they get... Okay, so they do the scene with Bill Murray. They steal the ship. His ship. All those... I'm assuming Bill Murray dies. Looked like he died.
Yeah, so he got scooped up by the now giant octopus creature.
Yeah. So they fly off in search of Scott and Cassie, but they still don't know where they are.
Right. And then after she tells them the story about the time ship with the core, whatever, quantum core, I think is what they called it.
Time core?
Maybe. Whatever the power core was for the ship.
Yeah.
Whatever they called it.
Yeah.
So she tells them about that, and then they switch from looking for Scott and Cassie to trying to go get that to stop him.
Yeah. Which, that whole story was dumb.
Okay.
A man's ship crash lands. Okay. He has a device that if I fix it, we can leave this godforsaken place that I've been stuck in for years. And that couldn't have been... That would have had to have been years after she had been there. Because she
already had a... What?
She'd clearly aged. and she had a whole bunch of, she had
She had some
weapons
guns that
and a house, and
right.
so it's been years. She's been there years. He shows up. She's like, okay, he seems like a nice guy. They're having conversation. He's not being a weirdo. They mutually save each other's lives
Mm-hmm.
when he crashes. And then after they get the device fixed, that's when she learns that he's the worst person ever in time and history in the multiverse.
Okay.
He is the penultimate bad guy.
Second best or second worst bad guy? That's what penultimate means. Second to last.
What?
Penultimate means second to last.
What?
What do you mean what? I just explained it to you. If he was the main or the worst guy ever, he would just be the ultimate bad guy.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm not saying it was the ultimate bad guy.
Right. You said penultimate, which is the second to last.
Yeah. Okay. Well, second to last. The last part confused. Oh, what do you mean last? Okay.
You said he was the penultimate bad guy.
Right. I get
which
it.
is you saying he's the second to last bad guy.
He's the second worst bad guy, but like when you said last, he's the second last bad guy. There's too many like negatives there I got confused.
Surprise.
Like, are you saying he's the second worst or the worst?
I was trying to understand what you were saying.
Yes. So he's
mega bad. But the way she figured out was incredibly dumb as well.
Touching the ship told her?
Touching the ship when he's sitting in it, automatically she can connect to his thoughts and see everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
Why?
How? They didn't explain.
Uh-huh.
Because
they don't know how to write a story, and they were just like, hey, we got to figure out some way to have her know he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
She'll just touch something and figure it out.
But then she blames herself for fixing the ship and causing all of the turmoil and pain.
Right, because when they fixed the power core, it gave him enough power or energy to where he could get his suit back and become the conqueror of the realm.
Right. Not her fault.
Right.
It's his fault. Why is she blaming herself?
Because she's an idiot.
Okay. I'm just... First, like, this is the thing. Don't ask questions. Like, there are no questions asked. Why are you here? How did you get here? Prove it. Like, oh, your ship crashed. You're a time traveler. Okay. Done asking questions.
Yeah.
But then she said he was like enjoyable to be around, and it presumably took them quite some time, and she was not able to figure out any of his evilness.
Right.
So yeah, interpersonal skills are 0. What else? That was just really irritating.
Okay.
Ooh, let's see.
But yeah, so then we jump back over to Scott and Cassie being captured by Kang.
Yep, by Kang's people.
And then Kang's like, hey, you've got to go get this thing back for me. The power core for a ship.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the only person who can do it. I've been here for 30 plus years. Can't figure out how to shrink it back. But now that you're here, we can do it.
Well, yeah. Well, because it was the PEM particle that did it. So he needed someone with PEM particles. who could
But-
get inside of it because he
So-
doesn't shrink. Kang
You're
doesn't
telling
shrink.
me that King, who is supposed to be the smartest being that's ever existed in the Marvel Comics universe, couldn't figure out how to shrink it back down by himself?
Am I telling you that?
I mean, that's what the movie expects me
That's
to
what the
believe.
writers are telling you.
Right. But we've got King, who is like the great grandson of Reed Richards, can't figure out how to unshrink.
And he's supposed to be. That Kang was the Kang. Not a Kang from the multiverse. He was supposed to be the Kang, right?
I don't know.
I think that's what they were saying because he started the war with all the other Kangs.
Yeah.
And he lost.
Yep.
And by losing, they banish him
Uh-huh.
to the quantum realm.
Because he apparently can never escape from there.
Why wouldn't they just kill him?
Again, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Especially when you have millions of Kangs.
Right.
Millions of the smartest people in the multiverse can't kill one man who's also one of the smartest people in the multiverse.
Yeah. But you've got the great grandson. I think it's like great.
What's the
Grandson.
deal with the timely guy at the end of the movie?
The what?
The post credit scene.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, so you don't know. I didn't know what that was about either. I was like, "Who? What is this crap? Who is this timely guy?"
I don't know.
That's how they're gonna. I mean, they already kind of brought Loki back, but that's how they're gonna actually bring him back into the real universe instead of the Disney Plus universe. Is this phase 5? Are we in phase 5?
This is supposed to be the start of phase 5, yes.
What was phase 4?
What do you mean, what was phase 4? It was
When
after
did phase-
Endgame through the last movie, which was... What was the last movie? So this was still
4?
supposed to be phase 4, but they ended it early and said that this starts the new phase.
Okay, so phase 4 was Endgame or after
No,
Endgame?
after Endgame.
Okay.
So, or no, sorry, after the last Spider-Man movie. The last Spider-Man movie was the end of phase 3.
Spider-Man 2?
No, Spider-Man 3.
Okay, I don't know. The phases are dumb.
Okay.
This phase is gonna suck. Oh well.
Kinda just like phase 4 did.
Yeah, phase 4 sucked. Phase 3. Phase 1 was definitely the best phase. Phase 2 was okay. Phase 3 sucked. Phase 4 really sucked. Phase 5 is getting off to an awful start. Okay, back to the movie. We can have a separate rant about Marvel another time. Okay.
But yeah, so
he
Scott's got to...
convinces Scott to do the thing,
Mm-hmm.
fix the core, or he's gonna kill his daughter.
Right.
So he does it, and then he says he's gonna kill his daughter.
Yeah.
Even though he's supposed to be an honorable man.
He didn't say he was going to kill his daughter. He said, your daughter's going to be better off without you. Meaning he was going to try to kill Scott. And then just left him for dead. Just left him and was like, tells Janet, you left me here to die, so I'm going to do the same.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
classic
like, you left
bad
me here
guy.
to die. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, classic bad guy. I have the opportunity. You're knocked unconscious.
You're literally right here.
Wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Instead of actually completing the job.
Yes. All he had to do was kill Scott right there.
Well, you could have killed both Scott and Hope at the same
Should have
time.
killed Scott, Hope, and Hank.
Well, they didn't know where Hank was. He didn't know where Hank was because Hank had that fight in the spaceship with
MODOK.
MODOK,
Well, right, but
and he crash landed.
Killed him.
Do what?
MODOK could have killed him.
Okay, I guess that's true.
Because he crash landed, but MODOK would have been fine.
Right.
And he could have killed him.
Fair enough. You are correct. They could have killed off 3 of the main characters.
Could have called, I mean, and killed Janet. I don't know why they needed to keep her alive.
Yep.
So, then that would have been the end of Marvel, and we wouldn't have had to worry about any more phases. Because they're all dead.
Yep.
And then the whole time thing is just getting obnoxious. The time thing, the multiverse, the interdimensional things, the quantum realm, like it's just so
Over the top.
stupid and over the
Convoluted.
top. Yeah, it just nothing
has consequence anymore.
Nothing has consequence. Nothing is real. Everything can be undone and changed. Right. And the whole thing with the time variance, like a time variant is created, so if you stop that time variant, you're destroying trillions of lives, but at the same time that shouldn't have existed in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And why does it matter if you destroy it? Who cares?
Yeah, but as soon as you introduce the multiverse and make each decision create a new multiverse, no decision matters anymore.
No decision. Yeah, like with Scott, when he's inside the time thing, all he does is take a step, and now there's 2 of them, and then there's 4, and then there's after 10 seconds there's thousands of them,
right?
And then they all start acting crazy, and then for some reason they all start working in unison to save
because his daughter says something over the intercom. And they're like, "Oh, we got to help Cassie."
But presumably, the way they played the scene, the real Hank, or the
was
real...
the only one who had the intercom thing.
The real Scott was the only one who had the intercom.
Yep.
And then they had to bring back the ice cream boy.
Yep.
Baskin-Robbins.
Again, I don't know why. Like... Whatever. I'm moving off of it. It's a dumb joke.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That they've beaten into the ground.
Like, it wasn't even funny, though.
Yeah, like in the first movie, it was funny. But right, I think it was
funny him getting fired.
I think it was only funny because of what's the guy who played the character?
The manager?
Pena. What is his first name? Michael Pena? I feel like that maybe.
His friend.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I thought you were talking about the store owner or the manager. What the heck? What am I looking for? Wow. Okay. What?
Pretty sure the character or the actor was Michael Pena.
It is Michael Pena.
Okay. Like, the only reason it was funny is because of how he kept explaining things. Baskin-Robbins always finds out, man.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, the way his cadence and the way he talked and the way he told stories.
Right.
That was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept it throughout the whole movie. So, yeah, it was nice. So, yeah.
Anyway.
I didn't realize it'd been 8 years since the first Ant-Man.
Okay. Anyway. So, yeah. So, him and Hope get the, what?
That means his daughter's only 14.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah, so him and Hope figure out how to actually get the power core back to the correct size when they're in that
They just
thing.
started shooting it with the PEM particles
Right.
to make it small again. But then when it went small again, it went off.
Right.
Like it did when he crash landed the first time and had no power.
Right.
But then he was just able to turn it back on.
I mean, presumably because he remembered how he and Janet fixed it in the first one.
Presumably the smartest man in the multiverse remembered something
Yeah,
instead of already
presumably.
knowing how to do it or being able to figure it out his dang self.
Yep.
Instead of needing someone who was from
1,000
millennia.
years before he was born. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's got like a millennia, at least a millennia of knowledge on her, and he
Yep.
needs her help.
Exactly. That only makes sense.
That would be like us needing someone from
The Dark Ages to
Dark
design a
Age.
rocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Or hey, Mr. Copernicus, can you help me program my computer?
Right.
I, I I've got this line of code I need to write, and I'm really having a struggle with it. I can't find where I got that extra semicolon. Okay, so Kang, evil man, wants to destroy
Was he really evil though?
who? Which one?
Kang. This Kang, was he actually evil?
I mean, he took over the quantum realm and put
Right.
people in subjugation.
Did he though, or did he just kick them out and build his own place? Because the only people you see him working for him are the
Are those robots?
robot things. I think they're robot type things.
Okay, I was thinking they were robot type things, but there were also some non-robot type things with him at the end. When he was gonna take the whole place with him, there were some non-robot.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
there were a few because I was like, what is that guy doing there? And I was like, oh, there's a bunch of them, humanoid-looking people.
Okay.
But then presumably you have all of the Bill Murray type people. He wouldn't have been the only one.
Right, but we never get to see him actually doing anything horrendous to these people. Like, he's built a civilization.
I mean,
They say
he unleashed MODOK on them to destroy, and he started killing a bunch of them.
right, but they were technically enemy combatants.
Yeah,
at that point.
no, because it was a building with women and children in it that he destroyed.
Okay, yeah,
That's
but
not an enemy.
MODOK was originally designed, if you follow the storyline, to fight the enemy combatants that were the rebels.
Right, but he destroyed a building with women and children in it.
I agree with you. So MODOK is clearly evil.
And he works at the behest of his master, ergo, he is evil.
Okay. But we never actually see him do anything that's completely evil.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
He kidnapped a woman and a man and
Uh-huh.
threatened to kill the woman if the man didn't do what he said. And then he slammed her up against the wall and did all that stuff with the flying around crap. Smashed
He
him
didn't
up.
actually kill anybody.
Right, he threatened to kill them.
Okay.
And then, I mean, it was a battle, but he is obviously has everyone outgunned, and he just slaughtered hundreds in like 10 seconds.
Right, because they're attacking him.
Right,
and the only reason
he
that
didn't have to kill them though, because he's got them so outgunned he didn't need to kill them.
Okay.
He was able to control Scott and Cassie we don't know how, right? They didn't actually show how he did that, but he was able to control them physically, make them fly around, and smash into things at will. It wasn't like he was Mr. Wizard and using the spells and stuff to make things happen. It was literally at will movement. He was thinking it, and they were flying around and smashing into the walls and stuff.
Okay.
And then he put a shield around him to protect himself against the ants or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, presumably this they're just way outmatched. It's taking it's taking a modern day battleship back to the time of the Trojans and wiping out their fleet with one naval vessel that's like a scout ship. Like one naval vessel from now could destroy every fleet in the ocean from 1,000 years ago by itself.
Okay.
Just saying.
All I'm saying is they attacked him first. Like, all he was trying to do was leave. That was it.
Yeah, but he took over their land.
Okay. If they're not strong enough to hold on to their
we can
land,
sit here and argue back and forth about this. You know Kang is a bad guy.
we don't actually see that in the movie. All we get is that, what's her name? Janet touched it, saw that he had destroyed
You hear the
timelines.
screams and stuff, but they really don't show you much.
Right. All you see is that he destroyed timelines.
Yeah.
And his whole thing was those timelines should not have existed.
You didn't watch the
I
Loki
did not.
series.
You are correct.
So the timeline thing was from that. It's when they introduced all that.
Right. But if he's trying to distill it back down to just one correct timeline, or a timeline, or presumably timelines that don't destroy the entire multiverse, he's not really the bad guy.
Yeah, but that was the thing from that show where it was like, why does it really matter? What's the why are we trying to it's an infinite multiverse. Why does it matter if there are infinite timelines?
Well, I mean, presumably one of those timelines could destroy all of them.
But that's not what the point was. The point was
Okay.
that there's supposed to be one timeline, but because somebody went back in time and changed something, now that is branched off. Now we have two timelines. This timeline is bad because it wasn't supposed to originally exist. So we're gonna come over here and destroy it so that it stops. And now the real timeline can keep going. But it's an infinite multiverse of infinite timelines. Why would one more matter? It wouldn't.
Okay.
If you have infinite timelines and infinite universes, then it's infinite, and one more doesn't matter.
Right. But then if you also listen to his speech when he was talking to Hank about, or not Hank, Scott, on why he's doing this, was it? No, he may have been talking to
He was talking to Janet.
Janet. He said, "Hey, all the bad kings are going to come try to destroy everything. I'm trying to stop that." So
Why are they the bad kings?
he said they were coming to destroy everything. So if they're coming to destroy everything,
Did it look like they were coming to destroy everything?
I mean, we just see the end credit scene for what, 30 seconds,
Right.
and that's it.
Well,
So,
I mean, he had been banished for 30 some odd years.
right.
They have all of time. What's taking them so long to destroy everything?
Bad writing.
We didn't see them do anything bad either.
Right. But I mean, we don't get. All I'm saying is we don't get a clear indication that he is truly evil.
You didn't watch Loki. He's in Loki.
Okay, you are correct. I did not watch it.
Right. So you get it from there.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Because like when he showed up and I was like, oh,
I'm just saying I shouldn't have to watch
vaguely remember
multiple
that now.
TV shows to know what's going on in the movies.
But
Like,
sometimes
that's
you have
the
to watch the previous movie to know what's going on in the next movie.
yeah, movies are different than TV, and it's dumb on Disney's part
Oh,
to
I
do
agree.
TV shows that are connected to movies.
I totally agree.
Okay.
I thought they were going to keep all of that in the Loki series, and it wasn't going to show up in the movies. But look who was wrong.
But like they tried to do this with the original Agents of Shield TV show, and it was when the second Captain America came out. There was a major backlash because the movie came out, and then like the next week's episode referenced stuff in that movie, and they were like, "Oh, we shouldn't do this anymore. We need to keep the universes separate because everybody who watches the TV show haven't seen the movie yet, and now the
Oh,
movie's been spoiled." And there was
yeah.
a massive backlash, and they were like, "We're never going to connect them again." And here we are, 10 years later, and they're doing the same thing again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess, but I guess it's more like the TV shows are just doing like a little bit of like setup, not even setup, but just like a little bit of backstory for the movies. So it's not even, you don't need to know anything from the show, really.
I mean, you just said that I didn't know something. I didn't know how bad Kang was because I didn't
Right,
watch the
but
show.
you can infer that he's a bad guy. Like you don't see oh, what's his face? Big purple guy, got a big hand, got a glove.
Thanos?
Thanos, you don't see Thanos do anything bad until
Yeah, you do.
Infinity War.
From the very beginning, his whole point was that he was going to wipe out half the universe.
When do you see that?
So I mean, yeah, you are right. When he's first shown up, you don't get any indications that he's evil until the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie,
Right.
when Gamora and Nebula start talking about what he's done.
Yeah. And that's like into phase 2.
Nope. That's not true because in the first Avengers, Loki is working for the guy who works for Thanos, trying to take over the world. So you get in the first Avengers.
You don't know that, do you?
You do.
Do you know that?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Because yeah, so after the first Thor movie, no, it's in the first Avengers movie. You see that Loki is working for the guy who was working for Thanos.
Who was Loki working for?
He was working for some guy who's got a messed up face who's working for Thanos.
Okay.
I forget what his name was.
I don't know. I don't remember. Whatever. We can talk about if he was bad or not. But yeah, they didn't do a good job of
But yeah, anyway.
him being a bad guy.
Right.
Setting him up to be a bad guy. But I liked his character. I liked how he did the character. Quiet. Yep. Like, he was not stupid. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell any jokes. He didn't say anything funny. This is what I want. This is what you're going to do. I'm in charge. He told MODOK not to speak when he was around. Like, right. He was
the in charge guy.
He was in charge, right? So I liked that, and I liked the way that the delivery was and the way he talked. Yeah, so I think that was probably the only thing that I liked about the movie was the Kang character.
Okay.
Can you stop? Can you go away? Look.
Hey, look, there's a cat.
Yeah, look. Okay. Do you want to be on the internet? Cat on the internet. Cat interruption. Look, how much do you... This is how much I like The movie. See the face? That's
Yep.
the face I had when I watched the movie.
But yeah, so then we move to the big fight scene at the end of the movie to wrap everything up,
Oh yes.
which was just a giant animated scene.
The whole movie was a giant animated movie.
Yeah, 90% of it was.
The only thing that wasn't animated after they got sucked into the quantum realm was the people. And some of those were animated.
Right. I'm saying the 10% that isn't animated is from the opening vignette to the closing.
I really don't know if that was 10% of the movie though.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm being nitpicky, but
yeah. But I mean, it was just a giant CG fest.
Yeah.
Of explosions and whatever.
Were there explosions? I don't remember. It's hard to tell when they're fake.
Yeah.
And I didn't care. Like I don't know.
Yeah, by this point in the movie, I was pretty much checked out.
Yeah, I was
like, I don't know how many times in the movie I was just like, come on.
Oh, it was too many.
I think one time I actually did this.
What was that? Oh, dang it.
What?
Oh. Something else that I thought was entertaining and funny was when Scott was trying to fix the time or the time core thing. At first, like every time he would split, he would be like, "What the hell?"
Right.
It was just like, "What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?" It was pretty funny. Other than that whole sequence being dumb, that there was an amusing part in that. But the random, even like, and they're like, with the writing, right? They're like cramming in the curse words.
Mm-hmm.
For no, like when he was like, "Holy S," there's a broccoli man. Right. That guy looks like broccoli. That's a holy crap moment.
Right.
But then the other 8 times he says it make no sense.
Okay.
Like, why are you trying to shoehorn cuss words into these movies? Like, they don't need to be there. And if you are going to do it, then freaking do it. No, like, people who curse don't just use one curse word.
Right.
They're like, oh, I'm going to say the S word, and that's the only one I'm going to say. That's it.
Yep.
That's not how people talk. I'm pretty sure it was just Hank and Scott. Scott said, "What the hell?"
Yeah, and then his daughter said, "Don't be a dick."
Oh yeah, right. Like if it were PG-13, that wouldn't have been. Or yeah. I'm guessing it was PG-13, but it's not
like that
really
whole thing. Like that was one of those moments where I was just like, seriously?
Yeah.
Because she turns big, punches him, and then he's like, "I don't know what to do with my life." And she's like, "I don't know. Why don't you not be a dick?" And like, I know that it was supposed to be funny, but it fell completely flat.
Yeah, and they were trying to redeem his character.
Right.
Why? You don't need to redeem every character.
Right. Just let MODOK be a bad guy.
Not even MODOK. It wasn't even MODOK. At this point, it was just Darren. There is no MODOK in this movie. MODOK is in the movie for 10 seconds, and then it's Darren.
Right.
And they're trying to redeem Darren, but why? We all thought Darren died 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Why is Darren back as MODOK? You could have just let Darren be dead, and you could have had an evil MODOK, and then you could have killed him.
Yeah, and that would have been fine.
That would have been fine. You didn't need the weird, awkward kind of humor saying, "Oh, I'm not a dick anymore, and now I'm an Avenger." What are you talking about?
what does it even mean to Darren to be an Avenger anyway? He
He
was
didn't
never
know who
around
they
when the
were.
Avengers were.
Exactly. Wait, he said that, and I was like, "You've been down there before the Avengers existed,
Right.
huh?"
Like, it means nothing to you.
Well, wait,
Why
did
does
he?
it matter? Huh?
Wait, no, did he? I don't know. No, no. He would have known who the Avengers are, but he wouldn't have known Ant-Man was one of them
Okay.
because the first Avengers movie came out before Ant-Man. So he would
Right,
have, but it was just Thor, Loki, or Thor, Iron Man, Hulk.
Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye. Or not
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch. I was thinking Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow.
Black Widow. But he wouldn't have he wouldn't have known Ant-Man was one of them.
Right.
He wouldn't have known anything about the Avengers after. Yeah. Anyway. This movie is so frustrating.
Yeah, and then Ant-Man takes down the giant shield thing by being thrown at it and turning giant and doing a cannonball into it. And that's enough to knock out a force field.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes no sense.
I didn't get that. And then he was like, keep him away from the rings.
Yeah.
I don't
So
get it.
keep him away from the rings was before he did the giant cannonball thing. Because he started smashing it, then he got blown away, got blown backwards. And then Janet shows up and he's like, I've got an idea. And he
Yeah.
turns really small and she throws him at the thing and then he turns giant and breaks the force field.
Yeah, it didn't. Why would the size matter? Like, why would the size matter?
I don't know.
Okay, let me look at something.
Yeah, and then Kang gets swept away by a bunch of ants. And then all of a sudden he's back to fight Ant-Man one-on-one towards the end. With all of his stuff broken.
Wait, what?
So he goes out, starts murdering all those people, killing all those people. Ants attack him. He gets into the giant force field. Ants sweep him away.
Uh-huh.
And then Janet, Hank, Hope, and Cassie all go through the portal to get back home.
Mm-hmm.
And then before Hank goes through, or before Scott goes through, Kang just magically shows back up there.
Oh, yeah. But they didn't say where he went. He just went away. And then they're like, okay, fight's over. We're going home now.
Yeah.
Like, where's the body?
Well, he got swept off by a bunch of ants, but then there's no how did he get away from thousands of giant ants?
Yeah, why
back
did the ants
into
let him
the
go? And his suit was all messed up.
right.
So, yeah, that didn't make any sense. How she came back to get him didn't make any sense.
Well, she just walked through the portal that had been created again.
Yeah, but they would have had to created that portal.
Right,
Scott
it hadn't closed. The portal hadn't closed. It didn't close yet. No, it did not. It closed. She came back through, shoots Kang. They have the fight where he gets thrown into the crystal thing and absorbed. Then the portal closes, and then Cassie goes and using her little machine opens up another portal so that Scott and Hope can get back through. So the portal was still open when Janet came back through.
When Hope came back through?
Yep. So Hope came back through. Portal closed as they were fighting Kang before he got sucked into the core.
Okay, it closed after he got sucked into the core?
Right.
Okay.
And then Cassie somehow used her incredible intelligence that was never established to turn the radio telescope thing into a portal with no explanation.
I haven't seen all of the Marvel movies because there's some that I've refused to watch. But this is by far the worst.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's true either.
I think the second Thor movie may have been worse.
No, oh god, no. There's no way. I would watch the second Thor movie every day for the next year before I watch Ant-Man again.
I don't know. I think they're pretty close in how bad they both were.
You didn't? Did you watch the Scarlet Witch movie?
The Scarlet Witch movie? What are you talking about?
The guy with the magic. What's his name?
Scarlet Witch hasn't had a movie.
What's the Magic Man's name?
What Magic Man? What are you talking about?
The Magic Man, the wizard. What is his freaking name?
I don't know who you're talking about, dude.
The magic, the Avenger that has magic.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
He's not a magic man. He's a sorcerer. You freaking
Sorcerer,
retard.
that's the word I couldn't think of. I was like wizard, magic. I was like, there's another word. Sorcerer. Anyway, what was his name again? Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch. Is that what it's called?
You're talking about the second Doctor Strange movie? Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness?
Yes. That one was stupid.
I didn't watch that.
It was probably worse than this one.
Okay.
Like WandaVision, I kind of enjoyed WandaVision.
See, I enjoyed the first part of WandaVision.
Garbage.
But then it got stupid after that. Like when they revealed that she was the main bad guy. And it was her just fighting grief. Was dumb.
Oh yeah, that was kind of dumb. I agree.
Like at first when you don't know why.
But they made it make sense and like it like even though it was this kind of a stupid plot, like they told the story well.
Okay.
But irregardless, the movie, not great. I'll probably never watch it again. It is very hard to watch these Marvel movies these days.
Yep,
The
which is very sad.
sucks. The acting doesn't really even matter anymore.
Yeah.
Because the movie is so much bigger than the stars or the actors.
Yeah.
They're 90% fake CG. Which I guess like sometimes you don't notice. I mean, even when it doesn't look CG, it probably is still tons of CG when the characters are actually doing things because they don't make real props anymore.
Yeah.
Like the Iron Man suits, they don't make any practical suits anymore. But yeah. Do not recommend. Marvel has
it's on the decline.
No. It's way in the trash right now. It's been on the decline for a decade.
Yes.
And now it's just in the garbage. We'll have to do a Marvel movie review kind of thing in the future. But any final thoughts before we get out of here? We've been ranting for a while, I think.
We have been ranting for a while. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not worth watching. And I don't care. So great job, Marvel, and making me not care.
And I liked the first Ant-Man. It was really good.
Yeah.
And the second one I didn't like either. Because anyway, reasons. But this has got to be bottom 5 Marvel movies. If not, it's probably not the worst. But it's bottom 5 for sure.
Okay.
It sucks because, like you were saying, Paul Rudd, great actor. Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, good actors, great actors. Bill Murray's there. Love Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Didn't understand why he was there though. Not really a fan of anybody else in the show though. I guess the Kang was. I
I
don't
thought
really
he
know
played
him
a
from
good character.
anything.
I don't know him from anything, but I feel like he played this character well.
Yeah. Let's see real quick. No, I haven't seen anything else he's ever been in, except for Loki, but that doesn't really count. Because even in that, he was different than he was in this.
Okay.
A little bit. Okay, well, yeah, that's. I think we should wrap it up, or we're just gonna start just crapping over Marvel right now.
Yep.
All right, guys. We appreciate your listening if you've made it this far. If you agree with us, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, give us a thumbs
Okay.
up.
If not, make sure to comment down below and tell us why you enjoyed it.
Yes, if you did enjoy it, why? How?
Yeah. So like, subscribe, comment, do all the fun stuff.
Yep. And we'll